me, Courtney, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the new Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation. The actual name of this is the Reboot Active Care Revitalizing Foundation, but who has time to say that? It is 1.01 ounces for $39. It comes in 24 shades. I got the shade Y445, which I believe is amber. The shade up from this one was Y434, and that was more of a neutral shade, so that one wasn't really gonna work for me. And then the other yellowish tone shade would be Y405, and that one was just too light. So this to me should have worked. However, it is way more tan. It has a little bit more peachy red in it. That being said, as you guys can see, the color is workable. As far as what this foundation claims, it does say it is a skin revitalizing foundation that adds a radiant satin finish while hydrating, smoothing, and firming the skin for up to 24 hours. So they were bold enough to put the claim of 24 hours in this, which I have tested, and the coverage is supposed to be a light coverage. It is by no means claiming to be a medium or a full coverage, which I discussed that as I put on the makeup for you guys. The finish is more of a satin. The formulation is liquid, of course, and the skin type is for normal and dry skin. I guess if you have oily skin and you still want to use it, I'm not gonna say don't do it. But I do believe there's other foundations out there that can leave your skin dewy and luminous that won't interfere with your oils or produce more oils for you, for that matter. So with all of that out the way, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the demo portion where you guys can see me apply everything, and I'll give you a few of my thoughts as I go. Yeah. Alright, so today I'll be going in with my Nars Pore and Shine Control Primer. For the application of this foundation, I actually prefer to do brush first, then sponge. And that being said, I'm first gonna go in with just 2 pumps, and as you guys can see, it's more of like a thicker, serum-y kind of texture, which I'm not mad at. Alright, so this is without foundation, and this is with just 1 layer. I am gonna go in with 2 layers of this foundation today. Because it's such a light coverage, I do want to try to get a little bit more of a coverage from it. I know I'm not going to get a ton, but yeah, I do want to go in with 1 more layer, but I did want to show you guys that. Alright, so this is what we're looking like with 2 full layers of product. As you can see, it's super duper skin-like. You can still see my moles, but it is an even canvas. It is lightweight, however. I used 4 pumps today in order to get 2 layers of coverage, right? Anything over 4 pumps, any more layers, and you can feel this, I guarantee you. Especially if you're not an avid makeup wearer, or if you're somebody that really likes a light foundation. On the days that I did try to build this foundation up to maybe 3 layers to see if I can work it towards more of a medium coverage, it got cakey without the coverage. 1 layer with this foundation, you're looking at more of a tinted moisturizer type of situation. I think they were more focused on the skincare in this foundation more so than the coverage, and I'm not mad at that necessarily. This is a foundation that has like one of those tingling properties. The first time I wore it, I was a little bit nervous because I was thinking that maybe it was more like a reaction or something like that, but it's not a reaction. I believe it's the ginseng in it, and I think that it's supposed to be like sort of waking your skin up. And honestly, like I did wear this really early one morning when my skin and my face was just feeling like real tired and looking real dull, and it did enliven my skin and it woke it up, and I looked luminous, I looked bright, I looked like, you know what I mean? It does do really well for that, especially because that day was like a light no makeup kind of situation, and my skin looked superb, and the tingle does go away. It doesn't stay all day. Another thing about this foundation, it does not dry down. It doesn't matter what primer I use, whether it's a sticky base, a matte base, or a dewy base, this foundation will still be tacky. Even when you set it, it's gonna be slightly tacky. But that being said, if you are somebody that has severely dry skin, you might not have to set it. I have gone without setting it, and I do like that as well, but just today I don't have time for it. So I am going to set it, and I'm gonna set it with the Makeup Forever Duo Matte Powder. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and then we'll come back and have a little chat. Alright guys, so this is the face that we are going to be rocking with today. It is now 127. I'm gonna go ahead and round it to 130. Now I did opt for a little bit more coverage in certain areas, like under my eyes and all of that, to sort of balance out the amount of eyeshadow and drama that was going on with my eyes. However, keep in mind this is still a very lightweight, minimal coverage foundation. The tingling has subsided. One thing I do want to note, I do have a little bit of creasing. I have been talking with this foundation on for a while now. So I do have a little bit of smile line creasage, nothing too bad to the point that it's like that noticeable. There is quite a bit of dew on my forehead right here. I did not add any highlighter to this area. That's it. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I will see you guys at the end of the day. Peace. Alright guys, I am back, and this is what my face is looking like. It is now 8:34, so we didn't make it to the full 8 hours. I believe it was 7, something like that. I don't remember when we started. Anyway, one thing that it did say is that it was firming. However, I haven't felt any skin tightening, any firming, or anything like that. It could be one of those things that after a while of use, maybe you'll start seeing the results of that. However, I've been using this foundation for about 2 weeks now, and I have gotten no like visible change or feel of my skin. So I can't really speak to the firming of it, but it did say it lasts for up to 24 hours, which, as you can see, after 7, for me, a lot of times with tackier, dewy foundations, that is exactly what happens, especially if there's any sort of heat involved, any sort of sweat, anything like that. It just amplifies the amount of oils that peek through. That being said, not only can you see my oils and you can see the makeup breaking down, but I can feel the makeup. I can feel it. Even down here, it's very rare that it bugs me to the point that like I can feel it down here, but I can feel it right here. Like I feel it, I just feel it everywhere. I guess it's just going to depend on what you actually need this foundation for. And now mind you, it doesn't matter if I do 1 layer where I'm doing more of a tinted moisturizer situation, or if I do 2 layers like I did today, I will still get oily. And let me add that I started getting oily literally, I wasn't paying attention to it before, but I was really clocking it today, and I started getting oily around 4 hours into wearing it. So for me and my skin, this is not a long wear foundation. And now mind you, I did set it with powder. So now I did want to show you guys a little clip of me wearing this foundation with more of like a silicone texture primer. On this specific day, I wore the Touch and Sew No Pore primer, so it's a blurring primer, but it does have a little bit of moisture in it. And specifically this day, I wanted to sort of let the foundation be a little bit more. I wanted it to show, I wanted it to be dewy and luminous. So I did end up setting it this day. I set it with a Sephora Micro Smooth powder, and it looked really great again at the beginning of the day. That day I did wear it for a total of 8 hours, and again at the end of the day, same result. Again, literally halfway through the day, I started getting those oils coming through. Now that day I did end up doing a little bit more sweating, a little bit more harder work throughout the day, running errands, all that kind of stuff. So it probably looks a lot worse in the video than it does today. And again, once those oils start peeking through, I can definitely feel it. So as far as this actual foundation goes, I don't know. And the reason I say that is because I literally have foundations that are like this that I like. I like the initial look of this foundation. I think it's very beautiful. I think It is a natural skin, it's lightweight, and I think if you're doing like maybe a brunch with your girls or something like that, like a real light day, and then maybe you're going home and that's like all you're doing, you can wash your makeup off, that sort of thing. I think it's good for that. It does have really great skin care ingredients in it, which I do appreciate in a foundation, but I guess I feel like sometimes skincare doesn't always translate over to foundations and to makeup for me. I'd rather just have a foundation that gives me a really good smooth base that lasts me at least 6 hours. If I can get a foundation that lasts me 6 hours, I'm good there. You know what I mean? Alright guys, that about does it for me. I hope this video was helpful. If so, please give me a thumbs up. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Even share the video if the mood suits you, if it is in your heart to do so. As I mentioned, everything on my face in both this look as well as the other look that I showed you guys will be in the description box if you are curious. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks again for watching. See you later.